The Muscle Shoals Board of Education January meeting. At this time, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mrs. Woolfolk, will you do a roll call vote, please? Here.
Here. Here.
Here. Dr. Holden, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam President. I recommend approval of the agenda as presented.
Board, our first order of business is to approve the agenda as presented. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Dr. Stoddard. We have a motion to approve the agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, Dr. Holden, the agenda has been approved.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Allman. So our second order of business tonight is what most of you are here for, and that is the recognition and celebration of our District Teachers of the Year. I think I speak for the entire board when I say this is one of our favorite board meetings. We always do this in January. We spend time in the fall, the schools do anyway, selecting the Teachers of the Year. And, these folks that are here tonight, that you're here supporting, represent the best of the best. And they represent the thing that we're in the business of doing, and that is teaching. And there's a lot of sound instruction in this room. I had the privilege of being able to visit all of the classrooms. We're going to show a video in just a few minutes highlighting each one of these educators. And so it's always fun for me to be able to break away from kind of the hustle and bustle of being the superintendent and being able to get into the classrooms and see some of the phenomenal instruction that goes on every day across the district, but specifically in the classrooms of these individuals who their colleagues have had the confidence enough in to vote for them and support them for the Teachers of the Year. So with that said, and I'll have a few more things to say after we watch the highlight video, I do appreciate you guys coming a little bit earlier than we had originally told you. We were able to get the photos, of course, out in the hallway beforehand, and we won't be doing that during the meeting tonight. But with that said, and I'll say a few more words after that, we're going to turn our attention to the screen. And Mr. Porter, if you don't mind, once he gets it rolling, you can, there you go, dim the lights. And so these are the Teachers of the Year for the district.
Introducing the Teachers of the Year for the Muscle Shoals City Schools. At the Early Learning Center, our Teacher of the Year is Megan Shirley. She teaches pre-K and has experience teaching kindergarten through third grade. Ms. Shirley says, "I love the relationships I get to build with the students and their families. Knowing that I can hopefully make a difference in their lives keeps me going each year as a teacher." Congratulations, Megan Shirley, Teacher of the Year for the Muscle Shoals Early Learning Center. The Teacher of the Year for Howell Graves is Leslie Marcus. She's taught kindergarten at Howell Graves for 3 years, and she has 15 years of teaching experience. To aspiring teachers, Ms. Marcus says, remember that the foundation of your success in the classroom lies in building strong relationships with your students and their families. You know your students better than anyone, so always be willing to do whatever it takes to help them succeed. She goes on to say, lean on your coworkers, families, and even your students. Remember, teaching takes a village, so continue to nurture these relationships and always focus on what truly matters, helping your students grow not just academically, but as people. Congratulations, Leslie Marcus, Teacher of the Year for Howell Graves Preschool. The Teacher of the Year for Highland Park and the district's Elementary Teacher of the Year is Deidre Brewer. She serves as the first and second grade librarian at both Highland Park and Webster. She's worked as an educator for 20 years. When asked what advice she has for future teachers, Mrs. Brewer says, be the spark that ignites a brighter future for all students. Keep learning, keep growing, and never stop loving your students. Congratulations, Deidre Brewer, Teacher of the Year for Highland Park Elementary School. The Teacher of the Year for Webster Elementary is Stephanie Ellis. She teaches first grade and has worked at Webster for 25 years of her incredible 31-year career. Mrs. Ellis says, throughout my teaching journey, I've learned that students will give you their very best when they feel truly safe and valued. Treating students with kindness and compassion helps create a positive classroom climate where they can thrive. Most importantly, I've learned to cherish the small, joyful moments, for it's those moments that you look back on and smile. Teaching is a gift that brings indescribable joy. Congratulations, Stephanie Ellis, Teacher of the Year for Webster Elementary. The McBride Elementary Teacher of the Year is Rita Malone. Mrs. Malone teaches fourth grade English Language Arts, and this is her fourth year at McBride. She has 5 years of teaching experience, and she worked as a paraprofessional for 5 years before having a classroom of her own. When asked what advice she has for future teachers, Mrs. Malone says teaching is not just a profession, it's a calling. It's a powerful opportunity to create ripples of influence that extend far beyond the walls of a classroom. She goes on to say, what has kept me going over the years is the knowledge that every single day I have the chance to make a difference in my students' lives. I don't always know their home situations, just as my teachers didn't know how difficult mine was. But I can ensure that during the hours they are with me, they feel safe, supported, and loved. In my classroom, I strive to create an environment where students feel a sense of belonging and inclusion, where they feel like family. She says the work we do as teachers shapes lives, builds character, and contributes to a better society. Knowing that the environment I create with my students has the power to influence not only their futures, but the future of our world fills my heart. Congratulations, Rita Malone, Teacher of the Year for McBride Elementary. The Teacher of the Year for Muscle Shoals Middle School is Candy Hester. She teaches 8th grade English and she's in her 4th year at MSMS. Mrs. Hester has 6 years of teaching experience. Mrs. Hester says, what I love most about teaching is helping students to know that they are loved and cared for so that they can reach their greatest potential. Congratulations, Candy Hester, Teacher of the Year for Muscle Shoals Middle School. The Muscle Shoals High School Teacher of the Year is Jordan Crow. She teaches AP Literature, Dual Enrollment, and English 12. This is her 4th year at the high school, and she has 9 years of teaching experience. Mrs. Crow says, what I love most about teaching is the opportunity to make meaningful connections with my students and help them enjoy learning. I love getting to know them and supporting their growth both in the classroom and beyond. There's nothing more rewarding than watching a student grow in confidence and succeed, knowing I played a small part in their journey. Congratulations, Jordan Crow, the Muscle Shoals High School Teacher of the Year. The Teacher of the Year for the Muscle Shoals Career Academy and the district's Secondary Teacher of the Year is Kimberly Vaughn. She teaches the Finance Accounting Pathway for grades 9 through 12. Her career spans 19 years, with 18 of those years in the Muscle Shoals City Schools. Mrs. Vaughn says the greatest reward as a teacher is seeing students succeed in their life and careers. She says, I have seen so many students who have succeeded due to the investment our teachers, administrators, and staff members have made. And some of these students' stories could have gone very differently, but because of this investment, they succeeded against all odds. Congratulations, Kim Vaughn, Teacher of the Year for the Muscle Shoals Career Academy.
Our celebrities. Right. Obviously, on there. Collectively, this group has 107. There's two up there. I've inflated that number just a little bit. I won't point them out. They're smiling though. I'm telling you, like I said, they represent all that is great about our system. You guys are important. Being a teacher is a commitment. They have to fall outside the agency, right? Off in the summer, have nights at hotels. That's not true. This. Let's give another round of applause. We were going to have a group from Hal Graves, but we had to reschedule their presentation. That's that. We're not going to be longer because there is a meeting on the side. Thank you so much for coming. If you do decide to slip out.
Don't all leave at once.
They always take us up on that.
For some reason. People just don't know how exciting school
right.
board meetings.
I know, really. I'm not sure.
There.
Yeah. You want to keep moving? You ready? Todd, are we still live? Okay. Madam President, I don't have any correspondence tonight, but you do have the minutes from the December meeting, the December 17th meeting, and so I recommend approval of the December 17th meeting.
Board, the superintendent has recommended approval of board meeting minutes as presented. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. We have a motion to accept the minutes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. King. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Dr. Holden, the motion carries.
All right. We'll just pause it for a minute. Okay, Madam President, next is the consent agenda, and under the consent agenda, the board has been provided with background materials, or we have discussed these items at a previous meeting. For tonight's consent agenda, we do have the December financial reports. We have a bid I'll be recommending accepting a bid for new band uniforms. We have a vehicle purchase for the maintenance department. There are some surplus items under the consent agenda, as well as the 25-26 Code of Conduct and all the various school handbooks. And then also for our February meeting, as we typically do, we'll be moving that to the Career Academy in recognition of Career Tech Month. So if any board member wishes to pull anything from the consent agenda and vote on it separately, if you'll just let me know at this time. Seeing none, Madam President, I recommend approval of the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you, Dr. Holden. Board, the superintendent has recommended approval of the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. King. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Stoddard. We have a motion and a second. Call to vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, Dr. Holden, the motion carries.
I was hoping one of you would pull the band uniform. Since the band director didn't wear the uniform tonight, she was supposed to model that for y'all before you vote on it, but I wasn't sure if it was going to pass tonight, Ms. Hood. I'm just telling you. All right. Well, we're excited for you guys. I think the band uniforms look great. We look forward to seeing those on the students on the field. Next item, Madam President, is the personnel report, and I recommend.
Thank you, Dr. Holden. Board, the superintendent has recommended approval of the personnel report. Do I have a motion to approve the personnel report as presented?
I make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Dr. Stoddard. We have a motion to approve the personnel report. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call to vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, Dr. Holden, the personnel report has been approved.
All right, thank you, Madam President. For the benefit of the audience, the personnel report consists of the following. Under resignation, Gabriel Goodlow, soccer assistant coaching duties only. Under employment, Ruben Martinez, maintenance skilled worker for regular 260-day assignment. Effective dates are flexible. Under other part-time special appointments and supplemental assignments, we do have some changes to our soccer assistant coaching staff. Obviously, with the resignation, we've had to make some adjustments with some of the coaching assignments for Josh Bailey and Adam Beck. Also for assigned duties of the website manager and the TV announcement manager at the middle school to be paid from middle school funds, Leslie Jones. Jeff Madden will assume the duties of the district safety coordinator for the remainder of the school year upon the retirement of John McClanahan. Also for additional community ed extended day program aides, we have 3 employees, part-time temporary positions. And then information only, not for board action. We had 4 employees with new leave requests. Those are detailed for you in your packet. Also, we've tried to continue putting the names of the employees. We seem to have a higher than normal number of employees who are off on some kind of leave at this time. And so we've put those names on there just to kind of help them stay at the top of our mind, but also to make sure that you're informed and aware of all of those. Then also under Kelly staffing, Howard Walker replacing Kelsey Flanagan in that para position, Faith Burrows replacing Calvin Lewis in the para position at the high school, and then Mackenzie Royer will be filling a medical leave for a teacher at the middle school. And with that, Madam President, that's all I have on the personnel report.
All right. I think that's the end of our business.
It is. The only other thing I have is just briefly superintendent's report. I know I normally try to, talk about various good things going on in the district. We'll definitely do that at the next meeting, but since the city is having a special event tonight at Cypress, I'm just going to invite you and our audience, if you want to join us, for the State of the City address. That's going to has started at 5:30, and so we're going to move over to Cypress and support that event.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Holden. This concludes the agenda for the meeting. If there's no further discussion, this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.